name is Paula Benson. How are you today? I hope you're well. I decided to do a little bit about who am I. You may know my name, of course, Paula Benson. Let's start from number 2, how I started singing. I think my mom had a lot to do with that because when she carried me, she sung a lot and she always had music going on. Even where she worked, she had music going on. And it was inevitable that I would sing because on my father's side, there are singers and musicians. And on my grandmother's side, or my mom, there were singers. And what in the heck? Oh my goodness. I got startled because okay, I'm going to leave that alone. It's hair on my mother's picture. And it was wiggling up like that. And I was saying, what in the heck is that worm doing in here? But it's hair. It's hair. Whew. Okay, so that's how I got started. I would say in the womb. But I really started singing when I was a little girl in this church that I had joined. I started singing. I'll tell you the funny story about that. Prior to joining that church, I saw that the choir members would separate. The first person would go to the left, the second person would go to the right. So when it's that next Sunday after I had joined, I was in the front. Why would they put a little old girl, little old something, in the front? Well, I went to the left. The second person went to the right. The third person went to the right, and on and on. And I'm looking over there just going like that. Well, what are they all doing over there? They were supposed to switch up. I was too embarrassed to move. I eventually moved. But that was the last time I sung at that church. I didn't even get a chance to, well, I sung, but I said, oh no, I got to get out of here. That's too embarrassing. So the next time I sung, I sung in high school with Linda, Sharon, and Cynthia, who at that time was my best friend. And we sung most of the songs that the Supremes did, and one of the songs, Baby I Need You, by the Four Tops. How many siblings do I have? 5. They're all boys. My mom's 2 brothers. Not 2 brothers. My mom's 2 sons. And my father's 3 sons. And I unfortunately, don't know where my father's 3 sons are. I haven't been in touch with them in years. The 2 that are in Washington, I don't know their telephone numbers to get in touch with them. And I called my brother Bernard, and unfortunately, sometimes people say I sound like a recording. So I called his number because my aunt had given it to me, and I said, is this Bernard? And before you know it, I called the number again. It was disconnected. I said, darn, he must have thought I was a recording or telemarketer. So I couldn't get in touch with him again. And I don't know where Rudolph is. They don't even know where he is. But maybe one day he'll pop up. Am I married? No, but I kept my married name, which is Benson. And the funny story about that, when I met my ex-husband, I saw him before he got on the bus. This was when I lived in Atlanta. And as he got on the bus, he sat by me. I was hoping nobody would sit by me. I didn't want to be bothered. So he told me what his name was. And I thought, in the world could he have the same name that I have, but without an A? I said, what in the world? But what struck me most about him, he had a good conversation. No, it wasn't a gift of gab and all that old crap. He could hold a conversation with me about different things. Plus, he was a very smart man anyway. So I kept my last name because I like it. Do I have any kids? No, I don't have any children. Did I ever want any? Years, many years ago. What do I do to relax? I have a garden outside with some vegetables and love my flowers. Let me tell you the funny thing. I have screwed up some tomato plants. They're like that with no leaf, with a few little leaves on them. Oh my goodness. I don't pay attention sometimes. I went out on YouTube to see how to strengthen them, the two plants. Me, my lazy self, wanted to do something quick, and I burned my leaves. But that's all right. I did it the right way by following the directions on my Pennington Epsom salt. And when I put that Pennington Epsom salt on the veggies that I have other than the two tomato plants, I noticed how quick that Epsom salt was working. So I'm going to listen and pay attention and get my veggies back right. I don't have long before the tomato plants, tomatoes will be out of season. Then I'll start growing my collard greens again that I use for my salads. So that's one of the things that I do to relax is garden. I love to dance. I love to sew. I've started sewing again, but it takes me a while to get back into the swing of things when it comes to sewing because I'm always working on. It's out of tune, but I looked on YouTube and I found out how I can tune up my Wurlitzer. Want to know how I got that? No, because this is about who I am. Let's see. Am I dating? No, I didn't get to that. Am I dating? No, I'm not dating. The reason why I'm not dating is there's no one that has come along who is a Christian who is interested in me. I do not believe. Wow. I do not personally believe in rolling around in sheets with no man. That's when I was in the world. I'm not doing that anymore. I don't want to have a relationship that stops and then I got to get to know the man again. No, I'm tired. I did that years ago when I wasn't a Christian. That man needs to get to know me and I need to get to know him. And I want him to respect me. And for me personally, having sex with a man before I get married is not respectful. So unless someone wants to realize he's not going to have sex with me, he might as well go on. But no one has said they're interested. I'm fine with it because I love myself. Some years ago, my mom told me, she said, you can do bad by yourself. So if I'm not happy, forget that. And let's see, what foods do I love? I love lobster. I love shrimp, scallops, mussels, calamari, squid. But I'm too scared to buy the squid. The grocery store that I go to will have that squid sitting in there, and I've watched too many science fiction movies. There was one I used to watch years ago, 10,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I remember this giant squid, and my imagination and that gooey thing, I thought, oh no, I can't touch him. So unless I can get one of my Jamaican friends or Puerto Rican friends to make it for me, and then of course I come back and pick it up with my mask on, I'm not touching it. Ooh. But I love squid. And let's see, I think that's about it. Oh, how did I get started writing music? I think you could technically say when I was a little girl, because whenever my mom would discipline me, ooh, I would cry, and then I would go outside, and then I would make up words about what I didn't like, the fact that she disciplined me. Tears just coming down, snotty nose tears. And my cousin that lives in Nashville, he told me how to write songs. Well, I remembered a little bit about how to write songs from when I went to junior college to major in music. And I knew that you would do the A, the B, which is the chorus. Then you could go back to the A, which is another verse. So when he told me just write stories about things, about yourself, people, and that's what I did. Matter of fact, the song Fantasy is about two people I know. And that's why I really believe that if you can't find anyone to love you, you need to learn to love yourself. Because you can do bad by yourself. Now, I have this thing about women and men who say men are nothing but dogs. That's not true. You know all the men in the world? If you do, there's a problem. Men who say the same thing but the opposite gender. All women are the same. They are not. We all have different mothers, different fathers, different DNA. The problem is you. You haven't learned to love yourself. When you do, guess what? You may find someone that is compatible to you, that will love and respect you. But you need to learn to respect that person as well. Stop it with that, oh, she's just like that other one I had. Maybe she is because you have a problem of getting involved with the same kind of women. Stop it. And guys, you who get involved with these women that love to dig in your pocket, always wanting money, stop it. Leave them alone. They're nothing but gold diggers. Copper diggers, that's for the pennies. Silver diggers. Get rid of those. Stop messing with those kind of women. Oh, you can tell some of the things that I don't like. But I think that's it. I'm going to go. I have to rehearse for a show that I have next week. And, oh, the other thing that I love jazz. I love Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. I want to get that album, but I know it's going to be costly. Some of the singers that I love, Al Jarreau, Kelly Clarkson, Winona, the Judds, Keith Urban,